So I am with Aubrey Nicole, artist on The Voice, season 28. Team Reba, pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Well, I'm going to say right now, Team Reba, go Team Reba, but also props to Team Snoop for supporting you on your journey. Can you just talk about his support? And you can tell he really appreciates you as an artist.
Yes, Snoop is such a sweetheart. During every round, like I've always had a great interaction with not, I mean, obviously all of the coaches, but he's just been so sweet like the whole time that I've talked to him. And like, for my blind, he came up and he gave me the tissue. And then for my battle, he tried to steal me. And then again, during my knockout, he also gave Reba the tissue. And he was just, he always has the sweetest things to say. So knowing that I not only have my coach's support, but also another coach that also really believes in me, that's so sweet.
Reba describes you as an emotional singer. Do you agree with her assessment of you? And if so, when did you become an emotional singer? Did you grow into that over the years?
Yeah, I absolutely believe in what Reba says about me being an emotional singer. I totally agree with that. That's kind of been ever since I was little, I've been told like you have such like a heartache in your voice, you have this cry and I didn't really understand exactly what that meant until I started doing musical theater. And that's, I mean, I'm sure every little singer out there, a lot of kids join musical theater, and I really enjoyed it. I realized that I loved acting too, but not in a, I loved connecting the two, like singing and acting, but not in a way where I felt like I was like faking my songs. I felt like I couldn't do that. And so I had to really reach into these lyrics and connect myself to them, like my experiences. And it doesn't even, I mean, there's some songs I totally can't connect to, but as long as I can connect to the emotion of that song, like that's why I feel like I shine. I feel like there's one thing to just sing a song, but to really sing the song and feel the song is a totally different aspect. And I think that's something that I realized over the years is really important to me that I got to kind of hone and realize when I was in that musical theater genre. And then once I got into like middle school and high school and started really bridging those two together, country music and emotional singing, that was a really cool moment where I was like, oh, this is what I want to do when I sing. Like, I want to convey the emotion of these people because I feel like when I do that and I sing in that way, I can really connect with an audience. And I think that's really special.
Well, it should have been called your second round should have been called knockouts because that was a knockout performance during the battles. Can you just talk
Thank you.
about going back and forth? Because both of you guys are powerhouses, but each of you have a different approach. And I thought it really worked well and it just stands out.
Oh, thank you. The battle was so fun. Corey, she has this grit and her power. She doesn't even have to do anything to bring power across. Like she can just stand there and it just comes out of her. And she's just, oh my gosh. So getting able to learn with her through that experience, like that's not a song I would typically sing. I wouldn't say it's out of my wheelhouse, but like I'm more of a emotional ballad singer. And so going from singing my blind audition song to this was like two totally different wheelhouses. So I had to really learn from Corey and learn that when I first started singing the song, like I was putting a little bit too much power and energy in it because I was trying to like be something I guess I wasn't. And then I learned from she was so laid back and cool when she performed like that, but her power was still coming across so well. And so being able to learn that from her, and also that was one of the notes that Nick Jonas had, just let yourself be cool on stage. And like what he said with using a little bit less like dictation when you're saying, the Reba said something mad. So that was just the whole learning experience for me within that round was super cool. And then going on stage, I remember we were in our rehearsal before, and I just thought to myself, like, I knew it was gonna be so good. Like, we were really excited when we first got the song because we were like, this is gonna be awesome. But having that moment where it all came together and I finally felt confident in myself in the performance, like, that was just golden. And so when we went on stage for that, like, real performance, we both felt so confident. And of course, like it was a battle. Like we were technically singing against each other, but we came into it with the mindset that it was a duet. And so I just had so much fun. It was one of the coolest moments as a singer ever to just be able to perform with someone and have fun on stage.
All respect to Corey for the W, for the victory. But did you really lose because that Reba just hit it before you could even talk about being thankful. So, I mean, how awesome was that just to not actually have that anxiety? She just got rid of it immediately.
It was crazy. I, for like a split second, I know you could probably see in the recording, I was so excited just because I felt so good about the performance. And, I gave Corey this big hug. I was so proud of her. And she was like, she was holding my head. She was like, you're gonna get saved or stolen. You're gonna get saved or stolen. I know it. So she walks off and I'm like clapping. I'm trying to get the crowd like all riled up for her. And then Carson taps me on the shoulder and I'm like, oh shoot. I didn't think about this part. Like I could be going home. And so he's, is there anything you want to say? And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh gosh, I was trying to get something together and thank God. Because in like she immediately hit that button. And I'm so thankful. I was like, oh, God, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Reba. And so that was just such a cool moment. Like in my head, there was not a moment of me feeling like some kind of like sore loser because it didn't seem like she wanted either one of us to go home. Corey rightfully won that battle. That song was her song, up one side and down the other. But I'm so glad that Reba still saw all the work that I put into it. And so that was awesome. And then Snoop hit his steal. So I was just ultimately, I was like, oh my gosh, like now I have to make a decision. But so that was just, the whole moment was so cool.
Aubrey, no matter how talented a singer you are, for someone to take on a Martina McBride song is a tall task. That's number one. Number two, for anyone to actually show their emotions to their parents or someone to say, Mom or Dad, I love you in person is a tall task because you're showing your feelings. What is it like to take on a Martina McBride song, number one? Number two, what's it like to dedicate that song to your father? That must mean a lot to you. And how were you able to climb both those challenges, I suppose?
That's a good question. I guess so. I'll tackle the song first. So, when I knew, because I really wanted to redeem myself in this round, like I was a one chair turn, I was save, like I was like, I need to, knockouts are a hard round. There's no saves and no seals. So, I was like, I really need to prove myself in this round. And I knew it was a hard song to sing, but I knew it was something that I'd really be able to connect to. And I don't know, I listened to the song when we were choosing our songs and everything, and I just like something in me was like, this is the song. You need to bring this to the audience. I think it's such an important topic to bring up on stage. And I've been able to like, since it's come out, reading all the people's comments, like it's so awesome that everyone's had a space to talk about their experience, whether or not it was like their own or someone they know, like a loved one who dealt with cancer. That's just such a beautiful thing that, I mean, of course it's sad reading everyone's stories, but everything that when I first heard that song, like that is what I wanted in mind, just the opportunity for people to talk about their experience. And that's exactly what happened. So I'm really glad that happened. But I picked the song and I was like, if I mess this up, it's going to be really bad. But if I do it well in the way that I want it to, it could be the coolest thing ever. And so I was like rehearsing the song, and it went, like I said, like I'm an emotional singer. And so this song is very emotional to me. And I was putting a little bit too much emotion into it. And so when we came into the rehearsal with Joe Walsh and Reba, I had the question in mind. I was like, and also how perfect was it to have Joe Walsh as like our mentor? Because it was the perfect question to ask him. I was like, how, when you're singing and you're singing these like high notes for a long period of time, how do you maintain that stamina and that strength, especially when it's an emotional song? And Joe, he had said, he was like, step back from yourself. And Reba had said, she was like, I know you understand this because you're an actress too. She's like, the most emotional part of crying is before you cry. I was like, that makes so much sense to me. I'd never thought about that before. Like I knew I needed to take the power away, but I was just taking the power away in like my vocals, which still wasn't really working. Something just wasn't clicking. And they said that. And I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And so I took, that big chorus, like I took out basically all of the emotion in that for a couple days. And I was like, I'm just going to, relax my body, relax my mind, and let the story tell itself. And then as soon as we got a little closer, I just brought back like my facial expressions, and I was thinking more about the lyric. And so I was in this middle ground, and I was like, this is exactly what I need to be, because I'm not too emotionally connected to the song where it seems like I'm just like hooting and hollering on stage, but I'm still really connecting. It was that note that they had given me was like the key to success with that one. But as to dedicating the song, being able to dedicate that to my dad on stage was awesome. I'm really close with both of my parents. They split up when I was really young. So I've been used to having single parents my entire life. So really close with my mom. I'm really close with my dad. And so they've sacrificed a lot for me to be where I am. And so being able to thank them in some kind of way or acknowledge them on stage, kind of being like, this is all of the sacrifice that you have made to get me to where I am. Like, here I am, and here's a way to say thank you. Being able to dedicate that to him was awesome. And also to everyone who's dealing with the issue. I mean, I can't really think of anyone who hasn't been affected by cancer in some way. And so I thought, and I'm on this platform where like thousands of people are watching, and even more people are watching on social media. Like, why don't I do something that has a bit of meaning to it? So I just thought it was such a cool song, and I was so grateful to dedicate it to my dad. And I'm beyond beautifully overwhelmed with all of the reaction it's got on social media, with people talking about their experiences and people like talking to each other in the comments. It's beautiful. I'm so happy.
My first dumb question of the interview. What did your dad think of that performance?
Oh my gosh. So my dad moved to Nashville over the summer, and so he's been able to watch every round with me except for this one. He travels for work, and so he was heading to New York, and he was on the plane watching this, and he was like, I paid for Wi-Fi. He was like, I'm going to watch it. And he's texting me, he's like, blowing on the plane. That was beautiful. Like, he was so excited. Both of my parents absolutely loved it. So it was
He's
cool
lucky he was on the
to be.
plane. It was lucky he was actually on flight. They might have kicked him out of the plane if he was boarding, right?
Yes. So thank goodness, like the timing worked out with the circumstance, but my dad, he's so tough. Like, he acts so tough, but he's such a softie. I know he was bawling. I know he was bawling on the plane.
I'm surprised that even with the tissue from Snoop, you are able to keep it together. During rehearsals, Joe Walsh is almost to tears. He has to control himself.
Yeah.
During your performance, you have Reba, very real and emotional. And how were you able just to keep it together? And, that's amazing.
I guess part of it is kind of like what Joe had said, like stepping away from yourself, because you have to keep your composure. Like, trust me, I was still tearing up. You can see on the screen, I was like, but I think maybe some of it has to do with adrenaline. Like, I was still waiting for that response. So I think my body was still like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? So I think the adrenaline, on top of just like constantly telling myself, like, don't get emotional, take a deep breath, just stay present in the moment, don't let your emotions take over. I think that was the biggest thing that I was just kind of telling myself if I felt like I was gonna choke up or anything.
So I love the voice. You love the voice as well. Basically, no complaints. I do have one minor complaint, and I just wish I don't know how many artists every year, maybe 48 starts off. I wish everyone got a big package and you could see all of their performances. Your intro package was a little bit too short to my liking. I wanted the whole performance. I'm not telling you to complain about that. I'm
Oh, I
just
gotcha.
voicing my thing. Wondering about how good does it feel to know at least these last performances, people got a full knowledge of what you're about, who you are, and of course, playoffs are coming up. So how do you feel about that people get to see more of you as the rounds have progressed? And then on top of that, what is something that voice fans should know about the show that they don't get to watch on television that you would like to spotlight as well?
That's a good question. I guess, yes, so I did get montaged for my blind, which I was like definitely kind of weary about at first. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm kind of nervous that people won't get to know me. But that is another reason why I was so excited to sing this song, that I'm gonna love you through it, on TV. I feel like it's just me up one side and down the other. I love obviously to sing, I'm on The Voice, but I love to show my heart and what I, you know, think is important to kind of talk about. And I'm not saying anything political. I'm not political at all, but just like I just want to share love with people. and I want to share my heart with people. Like I want people to feel things when I sing, and I feel like that is exactly what happened. I was, I got montage for my blind, so they didn't really get to see me then. But in the battle, like people loved that. And so that was really cool. But that, like I said before, like that song isn't necessarily something that I mean, it was a great choice. But I just, I'm a ballad singer. And so people being able to see me like sing this awesome duet with Corey, who everyone absolutely loves, and then being able to now sing this song that I feel really resonates with me, I think it was perfect. It was more than I could have asked for. It was definitely like, it was awesome to be able to do
Oh,
that.
I apologize. My video just came out because
That's
this.
okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And yeah, the one thing that people should really who watch The Voice, what are they missing that you'd like to spotlight as well?
I guess a lot of people ask me like, "Do you know that person? Do you know the person that's on screen right now?" And I'm sure a lot of people have talked about this, but everyone, it is literally the best experience. Like everyone is so kind. Everyone's so excited to be there. I never, of course, it's a competitive environment to a certain sense, but I never felt a sense of like competitiveness. Like it was so weird. Everyone is just so happy for the other person. Like I even know in battles when you're literally straight up against someone else singing the same song, no one ever had any tension. Or I knew so many people who were helping their battle partner with specific parts with their song. Like everyone is so supportive of one another, and you make these awesome friendships and connections with people. Like I knew maybe one person going in, and I was kind of nervous about that. Like I was 19 then. I just turned 20. So everything on the show is 19, and but I was, going into this, I was going states away with all these people that I didn't know, and I was so nervous. I was like, I really hope I make friends. Like I just don't know what's going to happen. And immediately I started making incredible friends. Like I got picked up at the airport with Austin Gilbert, who is now on Team Reba. And he's been one of my best friends since day one. And, we all went to church together. We all ate together. I mean, you're in a hotel together. So obviously you become friends with some people, but everyone's just so happy to be there with each other. And also the people that like work within the show, kindest people ever. Everyone's just so happy to be there. It's such a great environment. Everyone's so nice. They put so much hard work into it. So I guess I don't know if that gets highlighted enough. Like it's just so awesome. It's so awesome.
Aubrey, you've been singing for a long time, pretty much most of your whole life, if
Yep.
I'm not mistaken. Now, when you watch yourself on The Voice, and no matter, so playoffs is next round, no matter how far you've gone, we at least know you've gone this far. Okay. What do you think about yourself? Do you have even more confidence to see, like, can you actually say, wow, I'm good, but I didn't know I really have a shot at this. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering how you feel about that, no matter how far you advance in this competition.
Absolutely. Before I had gone to the show, I kept telling my parents, I was like, I just want to get an audition. If it's a no, it's okay. I just hope it's a good performance. And, whatever happens, like it's up to God. It's not up to me. Like I'm just going to go do my best. And if that's not what happens, that's not what happens. And I like went there and I hear all these people and I'm like, oh my gosh, like how on earth am I going to make it past like the battle round? Like everyone is so talented, and not even in a way where I was comparing myself with others. It's just like when you go and you meet all these talented people, you're just blown away. And so I had made it past the blind audition and I got on a team, which was already mind blowing to me. And then afterwards, we go into the battle round, and I was the most nervous for my battle round. I think that was like the most nervous for the rounds I had been at all, just because like I wanted to give the song really good justice. But I like throughout the entire thing, I just kept kind of telling myself like I just need to go and do my best, and whatever happens. Like of course I would be upset if I got knocked off or anything, but I just it's up to God. It's not up to me. And so now, with that mindset of just going and doing the absolute best I can, which has it's gotten me now into the playoffs. I'm just so beyond grateful for all of it. I think it's so validating and I'm not saying that the show in any way determines anyone's like talent or, wealth within music, but just seeing that I took a chance to do something that I've been working towards my entire life and been I've gotten such a good response from it is so validating, because I feel like when you're a musician, you work so hard, and those little points of validation you don't really get very often. Like, it's hard to be a musician. You've got to be crazy. Like, you've got to be madly in love with what you're doing, because you don't get a lot of payoff. And being 19 at the time and making it this far in the competition is insane to me. Like, I always knew that I wanted to be on the show and it was something I wanted to do. And I know this is kind of stupid, but you kind of have to be a little delusional. Like, you have to convince yourself, like, I could do that. No, that's something I want to do. Like, I'm going to make it happen. But then actually, making it happen and then making it further than you thought you could make it happen is just insane. It's so awesome. And it's very validating. It's a great experience in general. Like, I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to learn as much as I can. And so being able to do that at such a high, I don't want to say high stakes, but like, I'm working with Reba McEntire. That's crazy. Like, I used to watch her on my TV every morning. Like, it's just, and getting to meet Nick Jonas and Joe Walsh and of course all of the other coaches, you're getting like this top, it's an education you literally can't buy. So being at this point in my life where I'm trying to learn everything, being able to learn it from this environment is just absolutely baffling. It's awesome.
Aubrey, when people who are talented singers, musicians, and they come up to you and they want to be part of The Voice as well, what's the one thing they should get ready for if they try out for The Voice? And I'm assuming for you, one of the pieces of advice is how much you sacrificed to even get on The Voice, I'm assuming, because you're also a university student, you have your academia along with your music career. Is that one of the pieces of advice? Get ready to sacrifice a lot? Is that one of the things?
I honestly, I don't know if it's necessarily sacrificing. That's a really good question. I like that question. I feel like what I would tell people is just, there's a lot of, when you're a musician, you get told there's so many of all of these different opportunities, and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. And whenever you're taking an opportunity, you do have to put your full self into it, but you also can't put too much of yourself in it because you don't know what's going to happen. And going into this, I'm lucky enough to still be in college. So for me, this was just like, I'll be there during the summer. And if something doesn't happen, I just go back to school. If something does happen, I'm going to have to do school and this at the same time. You just have to make it work. Like, you have to, yes, you do have to sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice a lot of your time, a lot of your effort, and in the end, it might not work out. And that's the thing you kind of have to be okay with. Like, you have to be willing to sacrifice things, but not sacrifice so much of yourself that if it doesn't work out, you're not going to be okay. I think you just have to be, mindset is everything. Like, you have to be able to put your whole self into everything, but also at the same time, not put so much of your whole self into it that, again, like I said, like, you just never know what's going to happen. And so going into all this, like I said, like, I was kind of just telling my parents, I was like, I'm going to go do my best and we'll see what happens. Like I had said, like, I was ready to put everything into it, but I was going to be okay if something didn't happen. And so I guess just have a good mindset about the show before you go in and just be able to extend yourself. Like, I felt like through you do these interviews and you get the song choice for your blind, like, these coaches don't know you when they're turned around. So you have to make sure that the song that you are singing or your voice within the song that you're singing shows who you are as an artist, not only stylistically, but also to me, like I said, like, I'm an emotional singer. I wanted to show my personality when I was up there. I guess, you just got to give yourself.
And we can't say anything about playoffs, but in general, what color of you do people get to see in playoffs? As you talk about showing different sides of yourself and whatnot without giving anything away regarding outcome or whatnot, but what are you proud of regarding what people are going to see from you coming up?
I am really just excited. This past song, like I said, was very emotional and powerful, and I just want to bring that to the next level. Like, I feel like each round I've started from, I sang Burning House by Cam, and of course you guys didn't see a ton of that, but like, it's not a huge song or anything like that. And for the next song, I sing, this like upbeat, all up in your face, like, kind of song, and then I sang this big Martina McBride song. And so now I gotta take it to the next level, and I'm excited to show people more of an extension. I want to show Reba that I can be the whole package for her. Like I can be this emotional singer, but I can also, draw people into a really cool performance, if that makes sense.
Aubrey, that makes sense. That is an awesome tease for your playoffs round.
Thank
My,
you.
my final grade. That is great stuff. Final question for you is regarding The Voice, regarding your life at university, where do you see your road ahead of you? What are some of the
Yeah.
goals and have they changed? Maybe you said you were 19, now you're 20. Have those goals changed or maybe not?
So, kind of, sort of. So, I really, once I get, I'm obviously, I guess while I'm on the show, but also when I get off the show, I'm just so excited to debut myself as an artist. Like, I've been playing around, like, I have a good deal of people who know who I am, and I've done some cool things. Like, I've been in a Christmas special and I sing at the Cowboy Church, but I really am excited to release music and, go play around and get a band together to, well, I have players together, but like to just go and take this opportunity that I have and start using that to boost what I've already been working on. So I can take what I've been working on and show it to people. And now I have this awesome platform that I've been given to show myself to a bigger audience, during and after the show. So I guess my next goal, I'm really excited to start releasing music. And I've been telling myself my big next goal, I really want to play at the Opry someday. I think that would be awesome. That's been like one of my biggest goals since I was a little girl. That's an incredible dream of mine. And that would be really cool. So hopefully within the next, hopefully like 5-year plan, I can play at the Opry someday after I get some music out and start touring. And yeah, I'm just excited to debut myself and really start establishing myself as an artist because I've been, had all this time. I had 19 years to work on myself, figure out who I am as an artist and what I want to present myself as. Now I'm on the show and I am being presented. So afterwards, I can just hit the ground running.
I mean, that's amazing because I'm assuming The Voice really helped accelerate that as far as the dreams that you, right? Because maybe
Absolutely.
you would have still had those dreams, but maybe they would have seemed further
Further,
without
absolutely.
learning. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like with The Voice, like they give you, that's like the coolest thing about them. Like, think of all of the concerts that I would have had to play in order to get for the amount of people to see me from one episode of the show. Like there's hundreds of thousands of people watching this TV show in one night. Imagine all the gigs I would have had to do in order for that to happen. And not only am I just like showing myself to an audience, I'm up there in a cool outfit. I've got my hair and makeup done. They picked this awesome song. This killer band is playing behind me. And I'm working with these industry professionals. Like it's the best kind of exposure that you can get on top of also getting an education from these people. Like it's such a cool experience.
Aubrey, again, thank you so much for your time. A lot of time, actually. We were a lot of 12 minutes, but thank you for going over.
Sorry.
No, I'm sorry as well. I really love this conversation,
Thank
continued
you.
success on The Voice, and of course, more importantly, continued success on your future on the road ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. For more movie and television reviews and interviews, please subscribe to my Deepest Dream channel. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, thanks so much for your support. Take care.